You gotta love it, folks. You gotta love it. Mics are live. We are live. Live from the studios in Gettysburg, ACTV. You're watching Race Night right here on Adams Community Television. Folks, I got to tell you, we just did a set switch in a matter of about 2 minutes. Yeah, the guys at NASCAR would be proud. We only allowed 5 guys over the wall, and we did a pretty good job, except for the. Well, as you can see, we were still getting set up. Hey, January 23rd, 2000. Got a great show lined up for you tonight, folks. Phone lines are open, 334-3000 is the number. Like to thank my sponsors first off. Tommy's Pizza out of Gettysburg. Plaza Restaurant and Lounge right up on the square. Carriage House out in Emmitsburg. And Rick's Towing out of Victorville. Thank you, folks, for keeping us alive right here on Race Night. First off, I'd like to make an announcement. In fact, I wanted to say this last week, and I don't know if I did or not, Stace. Ari Landike. You remember me talking about Ari Landike last week?
No.
47 years old. He's coming back to run in the Indy 500.
Really?
Yep. Coming out of retirement. Ari Landike. I always liked him. He was always one of my favorites. Won the race in 1990 and 1997. Qualified on the pole in 99. In 2000, just last year, he was in the ABC booth as a commentator for race coverage. Decided that he didn't like that. So
went back
he
to
went back in the race car, and he got a deal with Treadway Hubbard Racing, which he drove for before, and he'll be back. I don't know
that's good.
who the team members or anything like that. I didn't get all them stats. I was just proud that I was able to get this stuff and get it straight. But certainly good luck to Ari this year at the 500. Him and Emma, always like them from Tip too. Guys with the long hair, I don't know, I had something about that. But whatever. Chambersburg Mall had their big car show this weekend.
I didn't get a chance to get down. No, I didn't get a chance.
I was up Thursday night.
I was car shopping.
We could have went up there and car shopping.
Well, yeah, but...
Thursday at the Chambersburg Mall, we were up there Thursday evening. Bobby Allison was up.
Was he?
Autographs. Yeah, I didn't know that. Didn't know he was going to be up there.
He's really nice.
Pretty nice time.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
All right. Well, hey, let's roll into this thing, folks. We're going to learn about legend cars tonight, Stacy.
Good, because I know nothing about them.
Well, we're going to learn.
I've seen them.
We've got 2 guys here. Mr. Ed Wentz, which is driver of the 6D legend car. We're going to find 14W. 14W. I grabbed the wrong picture. I'm sorry. 14W, and the what do you call that? The Pennsylvania dealer.
I'm a Legends car dealer.
Legends car dealer of Pennsylvania.
Central Pennsylvania.
Central Pennsylvania, Mr. Don Stevens. If we could get camera shots of these guys so the people know they're here.
They seen it earlier when we were trying.
Technical difficulties. Hey, there's that shot we were looking for. All right. Hey, guys, thanks for coming on the show here tonight. A little out of sorts, but we will get there. Appreciate you guys coming down. Let's see. First of all, where are you guys out of?
Well, I operate out of Carlisle, PA. And my region, as far as the dealership, is roughly from the Susquehanna River out to Altoona. It's about 12 counties, something like that, in the area.
Okay, and Edward?
I'm out of York.
Okay.
York County.
Let's get a little history of you guys here. First of all, Ed, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started in racing, or when you started running legend cars.
Well, I actually saw the legend cars on back in '93 or '94. They had the Slick 50 series from Arizona with the sprint cars. And when the legend cars first came out, they were metal bodies. And they have progressed to the point where now they're running fiberglass bodies and to what we have today. And I thought it was pretty neat, and just like everyone else that ever looked at a race car, I thought, well, yeah, it's neat, but you just can't afford to do it. You know, it's just out of reach. And the more I saw them and I learned a little more about them, I went and did 2 schools, which we ran at Summit Point and down at Charlotte. And I was really concerned about what they were, if it was never have raced anything before. So if I would be able to handle it, or if it, you know, you do it one time and it would scare you, and that's the end of it. So we did that, and of course, the more you do that, the more you want to do it, or at least I did. So fortunately, we were able to, you know, put it together and get a car, and it's the first time I've ever raced anything in my life, and that was 2 years ago.
Wow.
Wow.
So it's fun, you know. Just a fun way to release some nervous energy, I guess. But yeah.
And we were talking a little bit before the show that I believe Don brought it up that this is a hobby. So this is.
You know, you're not. I'm long past the point of going on to NASCAR or Winston Cup or anything like that. And, you know, I don't intend to ever do more than what I'm doing now, and that's the neat thing about it. It's some kids out there that come up use the Legend car for a stepping stone to go on bigger and better things. And the Legend car, although it doesn't look it, is probably as close as you get on an entry level to a full-blown race car. They're made by people that build stock cars for years, and they're come right out of that area of Harrisburg, North Carolina, right next to Lowe's Motor Speedway almost. And they have a lot of the NASCAR know-how, if you will, built into them. And there's things you can adjust and play with the spring setups and so forth, and it keeps it interesting. You know, it's your ability. It boils down to a person's ability to drive the car more so than how much money they got in their pocket, and that's the neat thing.
Right. Don,
Yes, sir.
what's your story?
Well, for years I was into street rod, and I got a little bit snoozy.
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 Now there's a different word we haven't heard on the race. Now, what's the definition of snoozy?
Well, it's a lot of fun, and it's a very, very creative hobby. Meet a lot of super people, but after you do it a while, it's just I'm gonna need to do something else a little more exciting.
Okay.
At the York Street Rod Show in '94, I saw a Legend car, and I go, oh, gotta have it. You know, gotta have it. And I thought, as big as I am, I thought, well, I'll never fit in it. Well, the guy that at that time that was selling the car said, no problem. He got me in it and got my deposit, so that got me going. And it's just a blast. It's just, and I never raced a thing, never raced nothing in my life. And I think we do pretty well for what we got to deal with.
How'd you get hooked up as being a dealer then?
Well, we ran with the Eastern PA circuit folks for, I guess, about 3 years. And it seemed like we always had to travel in that direction. And another fellow and myself got together and we said, well, the amount of racetracks that we have in our area, surely we could convince those folks, let us have a couple races. So we got a group of guys together, and I guess the first year, '97, we started about the middle of '97, we probably had 4 or 5 races. And in '98, we picked up a couple more. And '99, I guess we probably had about 15, 18 races. So it kept growing. And the more cars, the car count kept growing. And now in '01 here, we're going to run Path Valley. We have about 34 races scheduled, which is pretty much every weekend.
Yeah.
And our car counts generally, a good night, we'll get 35 cars, and average count's probably 30 cars.
Wow.
So we get a good field, and puts on a heck of a show. Puts on a heck of a show.
Now, how far were you guys traveling? Both of you. How far would you guys travel in a year? I know we talked a little bit about asphalt, and I want to get into that a little later on in the show. But
As for myself, I don't like to go any more than 2 hours, or, you know, it's, and around here there's generally enough racing that you can do that. And you can race at several different tracks. And for guys that want to go every night, I mean, that's there for them too. But that's a little much, and that's a neat thing about this. wherever you're at in your life right now, you know, some guys have kids and they're into things, and you do things with your kids as they're growing up, and it's the way it should be.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you can kind of do this when it fits, and it's basically what I do. And then you have guys that are just gun-ho and want to race every night they can, and that's there for them too as
They
well.
can do that also. As your banner says back here, fun, fast, and affordable. Legend Cars of Central PA. What was I thinking of? Here, in fact, we've got, you brought some pictures along, and that's where I got balled up. I didn't read that was Don's car when I was grabbing the pictures off the desk. Tom, if I could get you to zoom in here, we'll try and get up there above the.
Gotta hold it still.
Okay, well, yeah, I wanted to get above the thing here. Can you zoom in there at all on it, or? There, we got it.
Yeah, that's a shot at Susquehanna, which we ran down there a few times last year. That's a real big track, and that's, you really get moving down there, but that's where that's at.
Okay, let me just switch the pictures here. I'll try and get it back up in there. There we go.
That's from Path Valley.
Okay, now these cars, are they the same body style?
Now, Ed's car's a 37 Chevy sedan, and mine's a 37 Ford sedan. The only difference is the body style. The cars, chassis-wise, are identical.
I think the Chevys go faster.
All right. Very good.
They look so
And-
tiny though.
Okay.
Well, the cars are, the wheelbase is 73 inch. The overall car's 10 foot 6 inches.
Mhm.
They're 50 or 60 inches wide or 5 foot wide, so they got a pretty good stance to it.
Mhm.
And as we were talking earlier, they are a spec car, which means everybody's pretty much running the same thing. We all run the same motor. It's a 1200 Yamaha. Well, the newer cars have a 1300 Yamaha, in which it's not a lot of difference. It's pretty much the same thing. Everybody runs the same tires. Same. Now we got a new shock roll this year, which everybody's up in arms about. But they're going to run Bilstein shocks instead of the Carreras. You can change your spring rates, of course, air pressure, and your setup is basically where you get the car to go. It's so overpowered, you don't need more motor. You just need to figure out how to get it to the dirt.
Mhm.
But that some guys have a knack for getting it right away, and other guys it takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Did you give us a weight on those cars?
The minimum weight is 1,100 pounds, and now it's 1,300 pound with the driver minimum weight. So
Okay.
you have 1,100 pound minimum without the driver, and 1,300 pound minimum weight with the driver.
Are they fiberglass bodies?
Fiberglass bodies. As Ed mentioned earlier, they started out with the metal, and they found the thing with the metal, if you bend one, you got to replace it. Where the fiberglass, you just fix it. And most guys are handy enough. You can fix a fender in about an hour.
Lay some glass
Yeah,
back in
yeah,
there.
it's
Duct
not-
tape, whatever it
Duct
takes.
tape, yeah.
Good old 200 pound.
Now I got a stupid question. I've watched.
Now there's no stupid questions
I
in the race
know,
thing.
but come on, I've been around racing long enough. Of course, I've watched the Legends. I've watched the Classics. What exactly are the difference, except for they're smaller? I mean,
Well, one thing with the Legend cars, it's a national organization.
okay.
Our sanctioning body is the third largest sanctioning body in the world.
Mhm.
We have just a tad over 4,000 cars produced.
Wow.
So it's a major company.
Mhm.
The company is a publicly traded company, which is part of Speedway Motorsports, which owns Charlotte and Texas and all
Mhm.
those people. So, I mean, it's a very serious business, and they take the Legend cars very seriously.
Oh yeah.
When you stop and think about that, the Legends, the NX being the third largest sanctioning body, you know, you're talking about NHRA and NASCAR.
Yeah.
Since 1992, to get those kind of numbers is a pretty awesome deal.
Oh yeah. But I mean, as far as like classic cars, I mean, I don't mean like how big you guys are, but as far as the car itself, like how much difference? Are they
Well,
really?
I think the
You know what I'm
classic,
trying to ask?
Yeah, I'm not
I mean,
real
I don't know if
familiar.
I know what I'm trying to ask.
I really think the classic car, and I'm not really that knowledgeable on, is obviously a large,
Yeah.
full-size car.
Mhm.
They run full-size motors, or regular V8 Chevy motors and so
Okay.
forth. And I think that's a spec class that they have certain rules they have to stick with. And, but I mean, probably cost-wise, you know, a lot of people say, well, the Legends are expensive. But the Legends expensive to get into.
Yeah, like we were talking about the
Yeah.
initial start.
The initial startup's a
Yeah.
little bit, maybe a little bit more than what people think it should be, but your weekly operating expenses. The bigger cars tend to chew up tires.
Yeah.
You know, when you do have an accident, it's a lot more damage.
Mhm.
Cost-wise, I think Legends per race is a very good value. I mean, I ran my first set of tires. I ran 4 years.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
I mean,
you can't do that with most race
no,
cars.
no.
No.
And like I said, we have a spec tire. Everybody runs the same tires. Asphalt, dirt, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. There's just not a lot you can do
Mhm. To
to
change.
spend money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And like you said, they're all basically the same.
Our cars are very minimal maintenance, assuming you don't have an accident. During the week, you might take about 4 hours to nut and bolt the car, change oil.
Really?
Yeah, it's not a
That's
lot.
it.
It's not a lot of maintenance.
If you don't wreck it, the cost really stays down.
Yeah.
It's just not much to it.
Being the size it is, you can haul it on a garden tractor trailer. You don't need a lot of big equipment.
Now, I know we're talking about 1,100 minimum, 1,300. Well, that's with the driver, not counting the driver. But
Mhm.
I mean, are they that heavy to pick up? I mean, are they pretty light to pick up?
Oh, you can two guys can pick the car up.
Okay.
Got two. I mean, not the whole car, but like.
Yeah, like
a
the
corner.
front
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah. If we'll get together or something, sometimes they don't even bring a wrecker out. They'll just grab a hold of them and lift them apart, and away we go.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. We talk about them pounds. I don't know about that. Just let's see if I can pick it up. That's how I decide.
No, you can pick them up. Yeah.
Okay, we got a phone call? No call? Oh, okay. 334-3000 is the number, folks. I wasn't sure. We got a teleprompter here in the studio tonight, and I wasn't sure it's doing the roll, blink, and everything else. So I wasn't sure if we had a call there or not. It works. All right. Hey, thank you, Joe. 334-3000 is the number. That's
There
what
you
it
go.
took.
It works.
It works.
It does work.
Let's see. You were talking about speeds earlier. Give me an example of some speeds you guys run on some of the tracks around this area.
Well, I would think at Lincoln, we're running, what'd they say, 2 seconds off the late models. So you're probably running at Lincoln in the straightaways probably 80, 90 mile an hour,
Wow.
give or take.
Wow.
I was mentioning to you earlier, running down at Martinsburg, West Virginia, at Mountaineer Raceway on the asphalt, and it's a quarter-mile track, and it's quarter-mile in the middle of the track, so it's not a big track.
Right.
And one of the fellows had a radar gun down there, and he was telling us we're coming off the front stretch about 60 mile an hour. Now, if you'd see the straightaway, you'd think, oh, that's pretty quick.
Right. Yeah. For
Pretty
the
quick.
size of it.
But these cars are capable, depending on the rear you're running, of running 130 mile an hour.
Wow.
Now, I'll tell you, one of them little things at 130 mile an hour, you wonder what you're
You're
doing.
moving.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
We got Tom on the phone. Let's see what's up. Hi, Tom. Welcome to Race Night. You're on the air.
Hi, I got a question for the guys. Payout for this class, to win, to take the green. What is the payouts usually for them?
Okay.
Well, here's the way I'll answer your question. Generally speaking, a win is $300. Depends on our car counts.
Right.
If you make the feature, you'll get $25.
Right, and that's pretty much everywhere. What about points deal at the end of the year?
Well, we have Central PA has their own points series, which we pay out money, and INEX has their national series, which now this year we're going to have a $100,000 points fund for nationals. So, which is kind of hard to explain, but as a Central PA group, we will get a certain percentage of that $100,000 that we put in our points fund. So, and the way we do our points fund, we pay out 24 people in the points. Like, we had 41 people in our group last year, 24 people got money at our banquet. Basically a field, or like you would pay out in a normal field. There are some places where they'll pay, for instance, at Martinsburg last year, what he did was he charged us $35 to race our car, and he paid us 50% back. So it helped the track. As a new track,
Right.
they really weren't sure what they were doing as far as the payouts, and their car counts weren't that great. So we, you know, guys want to buy these. This is a hobby, and it's like we want to play with these toys. So, you know, you got to bend a little bit. It's not something you get into to make money. I can guarantee you that. Even the guys, if you won every night, I think we figured out if you won every race and you won the points championship, you'd get $6,000 for the year.
Right. So, no racing, you're going to make money.
No, that's for sure.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, Tom.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for giving us a call right here on Race Night. 334-3000 is the number, folks. Give us a call. We'll talk some legend cars. You're talking. We were talking earlier about you were going to be down at York.
Yeah, this
Dirt
week,
Track in 2001.
Dirt Track in 2001 this year. We always do a display down there. One thing we're kind of excited about this year is we got a raffle going on for, we got a aluminum air tank, polished aluminum air tank, called a trick tank. They're built by Gilbertson, Bob Gilbertson, who runs an NHRA Nitro funny car. I'm not a drag guy, so I don't know a lot about it.
Right.
Anyway, he's autographed this thing for us, and we're going to raffle this off, and the proceeds are going to be for Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Oh, cool.
And our group, we want to try this year to get involved with the Make-A-Wish. Hopefully we can make some kids happy, bringing them to races and get involved like that with people, because we think it's a lot of fun. This should be just more than a bunch of racing. And,
Right.
and
That's great.
so we're kind of excited about that.
Okay. We're going to talk a little bit more about Dirt Track in 2001 here after we take a call from James. Hi, James. Welcome to Race Night. You are on the air.
Well, hi, Scott. How are you doing tonight?
Good, good. Thank you.
Hey, I just tuned in here. You guys were talking about startup cost, a little sorry on those jobs. I was just wondering, did anybody bring up what kind of cost it is to get started?
Yeah, you basically, to get started in Legends from with a new car, you're going to spend about $13,000. That's going to have, you're going to be able to roll it off the truck, maybe do a little air adjustment in tires, some things like that, but you're going to be able to put it on the racetrack.
Okay. Well, that's what my question was.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for giving us a call here, James. All right. We were talking. Oh man, I just had a good thought.
You
I did
always
it again,
do that.
Stace. I did
Write
it
it in.
again.
That's why you have paper.
That's
over
why I
there.
have paper. Well, I had one come
And a
up.
pen.
We were talking about the cost of these things. It'll come back to me. Dirt Track in 2001 down at York. Had a guy fax me this, a guy by the name of Dan Shetler. Just faxed me this right before the show. He's also going to have a booth down at York. He's a sprint car driver, 20 years old, and he is hooked up with the Race Against Drugs. They've got a kind of unique stand set up down there for education of alcohol and drugs, the different talked about some glasses or something they had down that they're going to have down there that you can wear. They got a straight line that they'll have you walk to try and simulate what it would be like
To be
if you're under the
drunk.
influence
Okay.
and having to go through a
I don't
full
know that I
sobriety
want to
test.
try those on.
Yeah. So it's
But it'd be
it's
very
a drug awareness program
Well,
that
that's
they're
good.
hooked up and they're promoting. So they wanted me to mention that that's Dan Shetler. Look for him down at York. We certainly will. He's out of Johnstown, PA, by the way.
Okay.
Race night got out to Johnstown, PA. Not the
that's
program, but the
Word of mouth.
The word of mouth. Yeah, race night is growing.
We need
Definitely.
to.
I'd like to add something about the drugs and the alcohol. If anybody, and I've never done that, I don't know about that stuff, but I want to tell you something. You get in one of these cars and you're going around on a pace lap, knowing in 30 seconds the green flag's going to drop. You can't imagine the rush.
Yep.
I mean, you gotta go, what am I doing here? And then that thing drops and like the blood boils. And away we
Absolutely.
go, you know? It's just a real, I mean, if people would get involved in stuff like this, it's really a kick, whether you're driving or just working on. I mean, Ed has a friend, Bob King, who helps him a lot. He's a great guy. He gets the greatest pleasure out of seeing this guy do good. You know what I mean? Each guy gets his own little kick out of it. But I mean,
Yeah, it's more than just a race. A lot of people, it's a social event. You know, they work all week, they come up. My friend Bob's a big help. He does a tremendous job in helping me out, and you know, he's real knowledgeable about cars, and if he knows what's wrong, he tells you. Even if he doesn't know, he still tells you something. But
He'll lie to you.
the cool thing is, you know, it helps everybody. You know, if Don's sitting next to us and you need some help, you know, and that's the way everybody in general is. You can actually go to the races by yourself with no help. There's more than enough guys that help you unload your car, put it back on, whatever you need. I've twisted the car up a couple times. One guy would go to his trailer and come out with a whole rear end and, here, put this in your car if you want to race.
Right.
You know, didn't have the part, and it's just the way they are. It's you're out in the track, and some of the guys, if you run into, they get a little grouchy. But even at that, you know, after that night, it's over. You know, you go
Right.
on the next week, and what happened happened, and you forget about it. You go on, and it's just it's amazing, and that there are that many people out there that enjoy racing and will just come to watch or help. You know, whatever it takes.
Now, you have, bring up a good point. You bend a car up, and these are manufactured cars out of a single factory. Am I right? Am
Yeah.
I correct on that?
yes.
Now, you bend a car up, how do you know, if you got to put a front clip on it or something, how do you know, you got to send it back and they do it, or can you do it to some blueprint specs? Or?
Now you can do, like I sell front clips, but we also have a couple guys in our area here that are very, very good at straightening stuff. If it gets really too bad, a new chassis is $1,250. Now, it don't take a lot of work to get $1,250 in a
Oh,
chassis.
right.
So if it's real bad, you probably want to just replace the chassis. But I've seen some cars pretty well bent up, and Frank Schaefer, this guy knows what he's doing. He puts them back, and it don't take him too long. And as far as like other things, bolt-on parts, see, most of the stuff's just bolt-on,
Right,
and you can fix that right at the track.
right.
You know, bumpers, we carry all that stuff in the truck, pretty much about everything you need. I think one time I had to leave Ed set because he bent up a drive shaft, and I didn't have a drive shaft, which I felt terrible. But I got drive shaft now. So,
And
You always carry spare parts.
that is
for everything.
a good thing. He's right, and Don does a tremendous job that way. There are very few times you ever walk up to his truck and he'll say, "Oh, we don't have it."
Mhm.
You know, if it's something that we're using and bending on a frequent basis, I'll guarantee he'll have it.
Mhm.
And you could go racing. You know, and it's a very laid-back type thing. You go get the part, put it on your car, and get a bill next week, or you take care of it, and that's.
Well,
Yeah,
that's,
So
that's
you-
good.
You're the dealer for the cars, you race, and you also run the parts truck at the track.
yeah.
Do you have anybody that goes and gets hot dogs for you or something? You can't have time to
No,
do that.
I'm on a diet. I don't eat that. You know?
Okay, 334-3000 is the number, folks. The point I wanted to get to, and it come back to me when James was on the phone there. Give me the average age of the drivers in the Legend cars.
Oh, I'd say in our group, or even nationally, the average age is probably about 45 years old to run these cars.
Okay.
We have several guys in our group that are 60 plus. We have one guy that's 72. Of course, there's a few of us on our 50s.
50
But,
couple.
you know, we have a number of guys, young fellows that came out like quarter midgets, and we have a fellow who is out of Frederick, Mike Mihalski, and this boy is going to be, someday he'll be moving on. I mean, he is an incredible racer for a young man. and just the nicest man. And we have another boy, Willie Randall from the area, who got involved in it. These boys come out of quarter midget, do a fantastic job. I mean, and it's a good growing or stepping stone for young guys, because the car gets them out of like a quarter midget's probably what, a couple 100 pounds. It goes into a heavier car.
Right.
So when they move up to like maybe sprint cars or you know, the Bush car type, ARCA, SCCA, or not SCCA, what's
ARD? No.
ASA. I'm sorry,
ASA,
ASA. Yeah. Hooters Cup. There's a lot of the guys in the South that have moved up from those areas. So, you know, it's every age, any age you can imagine,
So you can take this car and run anywhere in the United States
anywhere in the United States.
where they have a legend race.
Exactly.
You'll get through tech with it.
You'll get through tech.
Now, do you have your own tech guys who techs the cars?
Well, that's part of
Like
our
around this area,
our
or is it-
sanctioning body has a paid tech people at the races. And they're totally independent of what I do or what you know, just because it's me, they're not going to overlook something that I might try to get away with. But generally speaking, now they're not always there. You don't know that they're going to be there. They'll show up and they might tech the first 5 cars. They might go through and tech everybody for wheelbase, but yeah, we have a tech, but they're national trained group of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's see, where were you at?
Where do these cars run at? I mean, where do you guys run these cars at? I know you talked about West Virginia. Normally, where do you stay? Where's like your home track?
Our group here in central Pennsylvania, we run Path Valley. We got 28 shows at Path Valley. We're going to run, which is every Friday night, with the exception of a couple. We got 2 races at Lincoln, which is in September.
Okay.
And we're going to run 2 races this year at Greenwood Valley, which is up at Bloomsburg. And that's like a 5th mile or something. But
Okay. You guys would be very busy this year.
we're very busy. And then we also, being it's Martinsburg or Mountaineer Raceway is within an hour and a half of Carlisle, we go down there on Sundays and run on the asphalt.
Okay.
So
I know we were wanting to talk about asphalt, but I know you're wanting to go to commercial, so I guess we'll get
Yeah, I
into
was
that
just-
afterwards.
I was checking to make sure that these guys were ready for that. So that's what we're going to do, folks. We're going to go to a commercial break. We're going to acknowledge our sponsors here on Race Night, and we'll be right back with the Legend cars.
The Plaza Restaurant and Lounge on Lincoln Square in Gettysburg is where locals and tourists meet to enjoy the best food around in a friendly, casual, neighborhood tavern atmosphere. The Cranius family invites you to enjoy their distinctive, mouth-watering specialties. Sizzling prime-cut steaks and thick, luscious lemon pepper pork chops. Steaming, succulent seafood. And a press box favorite, Chris's crispy roasted chicken. Got to have Chris's roasted chicken. Gettysburg residents know where to go for a quality, fair-priced lunch or dinner.
Eating at the Plaza, what can we say? We all eat here at least once a week. We've been doing that for years. The only thing that exceeds the quality of the service is the food.
The Plaza opens at 11 a.m. daily. The lounge is open until 1:30 a.m. Meet you at the Plaza, Lincoln Square, Gettysburg.
Step in and step back to a gentler time of hospitality and exceptional quality at the Carriage House Inn. Enjoy the freshest seafood and finest Angus beef for a dining experience that you won't soon forget. Or make your next occasion your best ever in the Carriage House Inn's newly renovated ballroom. So step in and step back to the relaxing ambiance and home-like feel of the Carriage House Inn, Emmitsburg. Call for more information about our ballroom and services or to make a reservation.
Hi, we're back live on Adams Community Television. Channel 10, you're watching Race Night. Got a phone call. We're going to thank our sponsors here quick. Tommy's Pizza, Plaza Restaurant and Lounge, Carriage House out of Emmitsburg, Rick's Towing out of Biglerville. Thank you, folks, for sponsoring us here on Race Night. And before we get back to the Legend Cars, we have Dorothy on the phone. Let's see what's up. Hi, welcome to Race Night. You are on the air.
Hi, Scott. This is Dottie Shive, Larry Shive's wife.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Hi. I heard the guys mention there about kids coming out of the quarter midgets and racing these cars.
Mm-hmm.
How old must they be?
That's really the track sets that rate, but a lot of places 14. I think Lincoln you have to be 16. but Mountaineer's 14, Path Valley's 14. But as far as NX goes, with the Legend people, if both parents sign off, they could race. It really depends on what they've raced and their background. You know what I mean? If somebody ran a quarter midget for 2 weeks, they might be thinking twice about coming up. But some of the boys I'm talking about are running for 7 years and have been national champions. And I mean, they can get right in the car and about 2 or 3 times out and they're going by us. You know, I'm saying, whoa, what's going on here? You know? But
okay, well, you know, like I said, 14. I just wanted to know, how do we get information about the program?
Well, you going to come to York this weekend to the Dirt Tracking Show?
We probably will.
We're going to have a display down there, a booth. Come see me.
Okay.
And we'll get you tuned up.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, you gonna have your car down there?
No, Larry doesn't have them done yet.
He doesn't have them? Well, what's he been doing?
Oh, he's been working. We got 2 of them, plus we bought Zach a micro sprint. So.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, I can understand why he's busy.
So, okay, well, we'll check with the guys over the weekend and see what we got.
Okay, we'll see you down there then, Dottie.
All right, thanks.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, sounds like an interested customer. In fact, we've got a picture back there of the one boy in a quarter midget. We had them on the show here a few months back.
Mm-hmm.
We have a local fellow here that ran go-karts out here from York Springs. Bob Lash has run a Legend car for a couple of years, and he just got his grandson, JR, a Legend car. So we're really excited to get JR on the track. I always torment him about he was a Jeff Gordon fan, and I said, "Well, if you get that 24 on there, we're going to be targeting that car."
Well, that brings up a good point, and I wanted to get to that. Significance of your numbers. That's been a question I've been starting to ask the drivers. Just what's the significance of the 14W, Ed? Obviously the W, but
the 14. My one son's birthday is in March the 14th. My wife's September the 14th, and I'm December the 14th.
Wow.
So the 14 has a kind of a family tie to it, so that's where that came from. And of course the W was just the last name because you get to so many tracks, you have the same numbers, so it just make it a little more distinctive.
6D.
That's the highest I could count in 10th grade, so I figured that was a good number to pick. You know?
That was a good number.
I'm a Mark Martin fan, so I like to do the 6. And
oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I tell you what, we've got a tape, or you brought a tape along of a Ponzi race.
Yeah, this is actually
we're not ready for that just quite yet. Okay. Just did I? Yeah, that's the one. We forgot. Sitting there in the chair. Didn't give it to me. Okay, we'll get. That's.
We're not always prepared like ESPN, but that's okay.
We'll get it. Okay, in a couple minutes we're going to see a tape from Lincoln Speedway. Is that right?
Right. It's a Conci race, and since I brought it to be a race that I won, so.
And it is. And Joe, it is queued up, by the way. All you got to do is plug it in and hit the button.
The neat thing about it is a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of guys that have been around racing for years that have run sprint cars and so forth that have bought cars that are into this. Bob Stewart, that owns, of course, the Apple Motorsports team, he bought a car last year and he's run a couple races with us. Leon Whittemare, he had a sprint car team for a while, and some people may remember him. And he's been racing, and him and his son, for quite a long time with the Legend cars. And in this particular tape, they both run into each other, and the commentator has an interesting perspective on that.
Okay. They're saying we're ready for the tape, so let's run it.
Right on the outside pole.
Oh, but it gets better than that.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I'm in that one, Ed. Of course, I'm in the back.
As you do see, some guys tend to jump the start a little bit. So this one will come back and get started over again.
Now, do you use the track flagman, or do you have your own traveling
You're
flag.
supposed. What's the track?
You know,
It's track.
yeah, the track runs
officials.
the races, does the scoring.
Okay.
We'll do our own like lineups, get everybody ready to go on the track, and try to monitor and get everybody ready so we don't hold the show up.
Mm-hmm.
But the tracks run the races. I mean, there you can see we don't have too much trouble running 3 wide.
Right.
So tiny. But they're cute. I think they're adorable.
Well, I think that's the conception.
Yeah, there you go. There's
Ooh.
Bob Stewart and Leon getting
The
getting
car
together.
with the rear end facing us would be Leon Whittemare, and Bob Stewart's in number 2 there.
Not too often. Some choice words occasionally, but it's mostly in fun.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's the neat thing about our series. You don't see the yelling and the cussing and the fighting in the pits among the drivers. They,
Like you do in the other
Yeah.
divisions.
Ed, I passed a car. Did you notice that?
Let's back that up. Slow
Yeah, I didn't realize I ever passed anybody.
we ought to still that.
I should have brought you my tape down to Lincoln in '95. I did a end over end down there, and they said it was 7 feet in the air. And it was like, it was a double hooker. I said, oh man.
Nobody had it on tape.
Well, we had it. Yeah, we did. We had it on tape.
You
Somebody
did.
up the stand got it.
Lincoln's fairly popular with the guys. You see there, that's even though it's a consolation race, I think that they started 17 or 18 cars in that race.
Yeah, it should have been a pretty good field. Now you start 24, 20?
We start 24.
Start 24 for the
generally, yeah.
feature.
The couple of times that we run Susquehanna, when we had like 27, 28 cars, we run everybody in the feature because the track's big enough.
Yeah.
But like Lincoln, you just keep it at a normal field.
A lot of things to remember about these cars too are, even though they have fenders, they're basically considered an open-wheeled car, and it's not a wise idea to touch wheels. And you'll see here,
Like they just did there. And
well, in a little bit, there's a guy that does a better job than that, even between the guardrail. You don't want to run up over someone's wheel. That's bad consequences.
There's another, well, he's not in the picture right at the moment, but there's another fellow there. The 46 car just went by. That boy's new this year, and he never raced anything either. Right there going. There's another fellow on there that from Hanover that's just started racing with us.
Now, how many laps do you generally run? Do you run a normal?
We'll run 8-lap heats, 10-lap consi, and depending on the time, usually 15 or 20-lap feature.
So what was going through your mind there, Ed, on that restart?
Well, this is the first time I've started on the pole and been out front for a few laps, but I'm sitting there, when's somebody going to pass me? Why am I still there? It's like I'm expecting someone to blow by me. These cars are so equal. The bad thing is if you get a bad draw, the pill or whatever, and you start in the rear of the field, there might be a couple guys with our group that could work their way up through there, but you're not going to go too much further than, in the middle of the pack maybe. But if the fast guys are up front and you start in the back, it's pretty much a done deal.
Yeah.
But that's where the excitement is in the middle coming through. And it's really weird to be up front like that for the first time, because you just think that someone's going to pass you.
And you have another one to go through yet. Another restart to get through.
There's the guy that...
Ooh.
that's,
Hey, it's not good to touch wheels.
no, you don't want to touch wheels.
No.
They're calling for the record.
Got the hook. Need the hook.
Going back to, hey, there's a sale
there's
for you,
a parts.
Don.
Oh man.
There's a sale for you. He's gonna need a new one.
That's the other thing about you. They won't let you run without a bumper. So you lose your bumper, you're done.
How easy is it to put one of those on?
2 bolts.
2 bolts.
Oh, that's simple. As
And
long
they're-
as you have one.
fairly inexpensive part. You know, you just it's really kind of a neat thing. The parts themselves, there's a few items that you scratch your head and you think, gee, why is that so much? But a large majority of the parts are really inexpensive. You know, stuff that you break a lot. Anyhow.
Are they mostly fabricated parts? You're talking, obviously your drive shafts and stuff aren't off the production model car. They're all made, fabricated.
All the parts are made, like the drive shafts out of Toyota, but they have to shorten it. And,
right.
The rear end's a Toyota, which one side's lengthened and one side's shortened. Pretty much the other parts, the A-arms and things like that, are fabricated at the factory.
It's basically a Toyota Celica running gear, disc brakes, so forth.
A lot of your breakage is going to be ball joints, radius rods, and not big dollar stuff.
Right.
Just
and that's still, you're still talking performance,
right.
Performance grade parts on ball joints, like AFCO or I don't know who you might.
Well, 600. I buy the ball joints from 600 because they buy probably 10,000 at a time.
Oh, okay.
So we get pretty good prices on them, and it's a good grade, but they bend, and they want them to bend. Mm-hmm. Not to sell parts, but to absorb energy and.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure we could get a ball joint that wouldn't bend, but then we'd take the hit. So.
Right.
I mean,
and then the other part of that is you don't twist the frame. You know, it's much easier to replace a $20 part than it is to go have your frame straightened and go through all that mess.
Makes sense.
So the breakaway items really disperse a lot of the energy that, absorb the energy when you do wreck, and and you're talking a couple $20 to $30 to put a part here or there. It's a lot easier to absorb that than they get you back in. That way you can change that. You can go back out in the next heat or the feature. Or,
right. How long do your cars normally last, barring any clipping wheels or anything like that, on the average?
Well, like I said, I got mine in '94, and I'm still running the same car. Motors, you can run a motor probably 100, 150 races. And basically all you do is just, check the rings and valves and stuff like that. There's just not a lot of, occasionally somebody have a blow a motor, but there's something that they might not have had the oil line hooked up right, or occasionally you'll just get some fatigue or something, but very, very rarely. In the, 4 years that we've had the dealership, I think I've sold like 5 motors.
Wow.
So it's not something you go through.
Yeah.
Motors, not
pretty durable. That's
very,
good.
very durable. Yeah, it's like I said before, it's a Yamaha motor. All the cars it's a crate motor. They've never been in anything. It's bought right from Yamaha and put in that car. So it's a brand new motor.
Cool deal. Let's talk about any sponsorship, crew members, or anybody you'd like to acknowledge here while we're.
Well, I'd like to say our Central PA series, Advanced Auto Parts came on board with us last year and helped us out, and this year they're back even stronger and more excited. And we have a couple other, Star Manufacturing and Eagle Manufacturing, who make trailers, come on board with us this year. We find a lot of guys that we talk to about sponsorship ask why. What good's it going to do me? And my sales point is, look, you're going to have, in our particular case, let's say 30 people representing your company. Like we have Advanced Auto Parts Day, they have 15 stores in the central Pennsylvania region.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have a car at every store. Where if I had my car, I can only do one store. So we try to cover a broad spectrum for the people that support us, and it really helps all the drivers. Because like I said, it's not like a car. We don't need $30,000 for a motor.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need a lot of money to run this car.
Right.
So by combining the sponsorships in a group, then everybody benefits, and it's just a neater deal.
That makes sense, and I'm sure for example, the parts stores, there's just as many guys out there scattered around as there is parts stores. So there's I'm guessing there's probably not too much of a problem getting somebody to take their car down the street
right.
and park it.
Now, these guys like to show the cars off because I think if you'll notice with the tape, everybody's pretty proud of their car, and they all look like professional race cars, letterings. And it's nothing for some of these guys to put $1,200-1,500 in a paint job, but that's their choice, you know.
Right.
And, get a big kick out of decorating them up. They're small, and like I said, you can put it on display in front of a store, and it don't take up a lot of space. I guess 2 years ago, I had a car down in York in the mall at the Primetime Racing Collectibles.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a lot of people coming in there, you know, it's like, wow, that's pretty neat, you know, a little car, I've seen them on TV, so it's a pretty neat deal.
Now, Ed, you're not quite as tall as I am, but you're still a pretty good sized guy. How do you get in and out of these things?
Well, like you say, they are a race car. The steering wheel comes off. You take the steering wheel off, and you just kind of back on in there and buckle yourself in.
Kind of wiggle in.
There's
Scott,
more
you can
room.
fit in it.
There's more room in one than it appears to be.
There's hinges on the door, so the door,
Both doors open.
both doors open.
And when you sit in there, if you put your elbows out, you're basically door to door. But you do have room to move around. And
Oh, so you don't have to climb through the window.
no, we got.
I do mine, I don't open the door, I get through the window.
Oh, you do? I was just saying. Okay.
Wait a minute here. Let me see the size of that
I don't
window
know.
again.
I thought they were a little small, but hey, I don't know.
That's amazing.
And the other part of that is, you know, you stop and think about it. You're in a wreck. You don't want a lot of room to move around. So
Yeah,
it's the overall safety of the car, I think, is what struck me when I was looking at them. The roll cage, and you've got a very secure feeling sitting down in there. At least I do.
any plans of traveling to an asphalt track? We were talking earlier. You take these cars, and I said about changing tires, and you said nope. You run the same
tire.
Same setup. Don't
Well, you change the setup a little bit,
But
because
yeah.
but your tires, you run the same. You'll increase your air pressure for asphalt, stiffen the springs up a bit.
They'll let you shave tires, but that's about the only thing you'll ever do.
Any plans of traveling any of the running any asphalt?
I don't know. You know, one night a week kind of suits me just fine. Yeah, it's a busy schedule with kids and everything, and it gets to be a little hectic. You try doing a 2 or 3 night deal, you know. And
Now, Don, you were saying earlier before the show there again, we were talking a lot before the show. 'Cause
Yeah.
I catch myself saying,
We should have taped that.
yeah, we should have taped that. That would have been a show. I keep saying earlier before the show. And I wrote this down because I thought this was kind of cool. You were talking about, and I'm going to use the term PA posse of the legend drivers. The guys from Pennsylvania, when they go out of this area.
We have a number of guys that this year, well, they've been out to our nationals. Our dirt nationals was held in Wichita, Kansas, and of course they get drivers from all over the country. And the Central Pennsylvania guys go out there, and I mean they're tough. They are tough. We got any one of a half a dozen guys could win that. One of our guys happened to pick up the Masters Championship this year from Butch Brew. Did a fantastic job. Made us all feel like $1 million because of one of our guys, and he's a tough competitor. But to take somebody out of Central Pennsylvania, clear across the country, and bring us a trophy home is
Right.
really a great
Proud moment.
moment for sure.
That is neat, and I love to hear that stuff. It's
I think it goes to show you, there's a lot of racing that goes on every Saturday night here or there, and there's a lot of good race car drivers out there that will probably never get the chance to go any further than their local, because they just don't get the breaks or they're not in the right venue to do that. But there is an awful lot of talent just right here, and you hear the interviews with the World of Outlaw guys when they're out racing somewhere and they're going to come to this end of the, they give a lot of credit to the local guys, and that filters the whole way down from go-karts, street stocks, legend cars, sprint cars. There's an awful lot of good racers in this area, and just to do well on a weekly basis against them for somebody like me or Don that, just didn't have a lot of experience getting into this thing, that's almost a victory on its own.
absolutely. There was I was reading some information I got. In fact, when we were over at Fort Washington, I picked up off the guys at Eastern Museum of Motor Racing, and they were talking a little bit about the history of of the tracks around the area. And in this article, it kind of explained a little bit of why this area is so strong in racing, why there were so many tracks. Well, that was due to the fact that there was so much farmland, agriculture. That's the word I was looking for, agriculture. Strong agriculture. There was a lot of industry around this area, years and years ago, after this, well, not years and years ago, after the wars. So you had the skills. You got the guys here with the skills to put the cars together, and they had a lot of horse tracks around, so they started, and this whole thing evolved, and that's kind of the take on why Central PA has such great racing talent. And that's why it struck me, when you're telling a story about that guy bringing that trophy home. Like, there just might be something here in the genes of us hicks here from Pennsylvania.
I'm telling you. Interesting story. We had our dealer conference in Reno this year, or last year, I should say, in December. And they had, out of all the dealers, there was 19 dealers from across the country. And the dealer from Alaska was telling me that his dealership is 3 hours from the racetrack. His closest competitor or participant in Legends is 8 hours.
Oh, my.
Now, you talk about dedication.
That is.
The guys around here cry because they got to drive an hour to race.
Right.
There's somebody driving 8 hours every weekend, or not every weekend, but on a pretty regular basis to race their Legend car.
They have a
'Cause there's no other
racetrack
race.
in Alaska.
Yeah, in Alaska.
Isn't that
Yeah.
pretty much snow country?
That's what I thought. But
They've
That's
actually-
cold country. That's cold.
They've actually had races, whether they were sanctioned by Index or not. I saw it in their magazine where they ran studded tires on ice.
he said they didn't do that this year because there was not enough snow to have the banks. That's the only way they can run it. That's what they were telling us.
I think I'd
Flat
be inventing a
tracking.
heater in them cars too.
And headlights, isn't it like dark?
Dark.
Like 6 months out of the year or something?
Yeah, something like
I
that.
don't know.
The other thing I'd like to mention to you, we do have, during the summer, what we call test drives. And I'm probably going to end up doing it this year down at Martinsburg because on every Wednesday night they have open practice. So in the afternoon, my plan is when I get a group of people that are interested in test driving a Legend car, we'll have a test drive session.
Wow.
So if you have the hankering to drive a Legend car, why give me a ring and I'll put you on the list.
That got Stacy perked up.
That's what I thought you said. I was just making sure that's what I heard.
You have to write that down for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've got the brochures here. We'll see you guys down at your stand in York.
We'll be at
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah.
We plan on being down there on Saturday. We'll
Saturday.
take some cameras along. Dave Marcus is supposed to be down there. We might just be able to slide in an interview with Dave.
That'd be good.
We'll hope to. Hopefully the weather's going to hold out for us. We'll see how that turns out. I'd like to thank our sponsors one last time here. Tommy's Pizza, Plaza Restaurant and Lounge, Carriage House out of Emmitsburg, and Rick's Towing. Thank you very much for sponsoring us here on Race Night. Thank you very much, Ed Wentz, Don Stevens, for coming on the show here tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Learning us about the
Learning
Legend cars, as we say here.
Well, you need to come out and learn to drive a Legend car.
I will.
I tell you what, I'm going to see if I can fit in one.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
We will get you in one.
All 6'8" of me.
We see your check. We will
might-
put you in.
All right. Don't forget, folks, Dirt Track in 2001, York Fairgrounds for the last time. Tomorrow night, right here at ACTV, live starting at 7 o'clock, we have Press Box with Ken Pickings, and we have The John Show starring John Barty at 8. That's all happening live tomorrow night here on ACTV. And don't forget, right back here at 7 o'clock next Tuesday night, you will see Race Night. We will be back live. On behalf of my co-host, Stacey Eastwood, my name is Scott Hawkins-Smith. Thanks for watching. See you next week.
On Lincoln Square in Gettysburg is where locals and tourists meet to enjoy the best food around in a friendly, casual neighborhood tavern atmosphere. The Cranius family invites you to enjoy their distinctive, mouth-watering specialties: sizzling prime-cut steaks and thick, luscious lemon pepper pork chops, steaming, succulent seafood, and a press box favorite, Chris's Crispy Roasted Chicken. Got to have Chris's Roasted Chicken. Gettysburg residents know where to go for a quality, fair-priced lunch or dinner.
Eating at the Plaza, what can we say? We all eat here at least once a week. We've been doing that for years. The only thing that exceeds the quality of the service is the food.
The Plaza opens at 11 a.m. daily. The lounge is open until 1:30 a.m. Meet you at the Plaza, Lincoln Square, Gettysburg.
Step in and step back to a gentler time of hospitality and exceptional quality at the Carriage House Inn. Enjoy the freshest seafood and finest Angus beef for a dining experience that you won't soon forget. Or make your next occasion your best ever in the Carriage House Inn's newly renovated ballroom. So step in and step back to the relaxing ambiance and home-like feel of the Carriage House Inn, Emmitsburg. Call for more information about our ballroom and services or to make a reservation.